My name is Adeline, and I'm a 35-year-old doctor working at a hospital. I love helping people, and my job gives me purpose. Last year, I met Paul, an English teacher who seemed kind, funny, and easy to talk to. We spent more and more time together, sharing laughs and long conversations. I felt something growing between us, and I thought he felt the same way. He never mentioned being married, so I had no reason to suspect anything was wrong. Everything changed one afternoon when my phone rang. A woman's voice said, "Hello, is this Adeline?" My heart started racing. She introduced herself as Florence, Paul's wife. She told me they had been married for 5 years. I was stunned. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Florence's voice was calm, but filled with pain. She said she loved Paul and didn't want to lose him. She had seen us together and wanted me to know the truth. I felt my chest tighten. I never meant to hurt anyone. I told her Paul had never mentioned her, and she sent me photos of them together, smiling and happy. Seeing those pictures broke something inside me. I thought about all the moments Paul and I had shared. The laughter, the warmth, the connection. Now it all felt like a lie. I felt guilty and confused. How could he do this to his wife? How could he do this to me? Florence asked me not to destroy her family. Her words stayed with me. I decided right then that I had to end things with Paul. I didn't want to be the reason their marriage fell apart. The next day, I saw Paul at school. He greeted me with his usual smile, completely unaware of what had happened. I asked if we could talk privately. When we were alone, I took a deep breath and told him that Florence had called me. His face went pale. He admitted he should have told me the truth from the beginning, but he said he was afraid of losing me. I felt anger rise inside me. I told him it wasn't fair to me or to Florence. He begged me not to leave, saying he loved me and needed me. But I stood my ground. I told him he had to choose, and I wouldn't wait around while he figured it out. Then I walked away, my heart heavy but my mind clear. The days that followed were difficult. I tried to focus on work and spent time with friends, but I couldn't stop thinking about Paul. One evening, feeling lost and alone, I called my friend Abigail. I told her everything. She listened without judgment and then said I had done the right thing. She reminded me that I deserved someone who was honest and free to love me completely. Her words gave me strength. I realized I needed to take care of myself and move forward. A week later, I decided to reach out to Florence. I wanted to make sure she was okay. We met at a park, and she looked exhausted and worried. She thanked me for agreeing to meet. I told her I was sorry for everything, even though I hadn't known the full truth. Florence shared how scared she was of losing Paul. I encouraged her to talk to him openly and honestly. She nodded and said she would. We talked for a long time, and I realized we weren't so different. We were both strong women who had loved the same man in different ways. After that conversation, I made a big decision. I needed a fresh start. I decided to move to another city and find a new job. My friends were supportive, telling me it was the right choice. On my last day at the hospital, my patients said goodbye with tears in their eyes. I felt grateful to have made a difference in their lives, but I knew it was time to move on. When I arrived in the new city, I felt both nervous and hopeful. I found a position at another hospital, and slowly I began to rebuild my life. The people there were kind, and I made new friends. I started to feel like myself again. One day, I received a message from Florence. She told me that she and Paul were working on their marriage. I felt genuinely happy for her. I replied, wishing them both well. As the weeks turned into months, I focused on my new life. I enjoyed my work, explored my new city, and spent time with people who cared about me. I thought about Paul and Florence sometimes, hoping they had found their way back to each other. I learned that love is complicated, but honesty and respect are essential. I learned that sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you can do. One quiet evening, I took a walk through a peaceful park. The air was cool and the sky was painted with soft colors. I felt a deep sense of calm. I realized I had healed. I was no longer broken or lost. I was strong, hopeful, and ready for whatever came next. I knew that one day love would find me again, but this time it would be real and honest. I smiled to myself, feeling proud of the choices I had made. I had protected someone else's family, honored my own values, and most importantly, I had found myself again. Life was full of possibilities, and I was ready to embrace them all.